Ask a Producer is a podcast where everyone belongs. No matter your craft, we welcome you as a guest on this show. Hosted by Gabriel Ori and J.R. Johnson, the dynamic duo that brings forth a show that's fun, enlightening, and family-oriented. If you are interested in being part of the show, email us at timelessproductions1@gmail.com.
What's good, everybody? This is your girl, Kimberly Gunn, and I'm rocking with Timeless Sounds.
It's feeling so good right now. Feeling so good right now. Yeah, yeah.
Here, rocking it with Timeless Sounds, man.
Don't never, ever, ever wanna calm down. No, no.
Yo.
What up, my G?
What's happening, man?
All is well, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I want to be extra loud tonight, bro. I want to be extra. I want to be so loud, man. I'm jumping out the speakers, man. You know?
Let's do a test and see. Let me see if it happens.
Bro, I feel like I've been on like a quarantine type of ordeal for the last, like or so 4 weeks. Been missing in action, but trying to get a little normalcy here, and I'm just so glad, elated to be back for this. I guess for right now, episode. You dropping stuff, man?
Yes, you see that, right? I'm trying to get my phone set.
Hey, I was laughing because I just seen the, it's like a 20-30 second delay on the live. I just saw it again for the live. So welcome to Ask a Producer. Y'all know who I am. Y'all know my co-host, Mr. J.R. Johnson,
what's up, y'all?
Keyboard extraordinaire. Been gone for a minute, but now I'm here. I feel excited. I'm a little sleep deprived, but guess what? I'm still here.
Welcome back, man.
Bruh. So I missed the last episode, y'all, because there's a lot going on. It's still kind of a lot going on, but it's like an adaptation period, you can adjust and everything like that. So shout out to my wife Robin, who's holding it down right now with the little one. Shout out to her. Shout out to all the moms out there. But again, this is Ask a Producer. I want you guys to go ahead and share this video now while we wait on our special guests to come on. And I know y'all seen some of the clips and everything like that, from this amazing guy. And so we want to give away a couple dollars tonight. So tell a friend to tell a friend. We want to give away a couple dollars. And we're going to ask a question at the beginning of this whole thing once he comes on, and at the end, the first person that can answer the question, once we ask it at the end, you can win some money. How much money they gonna win, JR?
$1. Just kidding. $25, man. Take yourself out to eat or something.
So, bro, how was your week, man? I mean, I know it's a Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like, how was the week? The weather was good for the last few days. I know because I've been out there. But how was your week?
Man, my week was good, man. Got some stuff. Well, not got done, but I'm working on our EP that we're working on. So I was able to get Andrew to come through and lace the drum up for us, and Tristan is working on the bass for us. So kind of working on some mix on that, and that was my week. And then of course, the wife and her real estate stuff, and doing some video work for her. So that and daddy duties and husband duties. So that's why I got this shirt, if you can see it.
And speaking of shirts, since he did that, I'm going to show the one I'm wearing. And this is a shout out to if y'all can see that. I don't know.
Tribe.
Tribe, Tribe. Shout out to my fam, my boys, Tribe Music. Go get that EP if you haven't already gotten it. It's out now. Digital stores everywhere. You know what I want to do, JR?
What's up?
While we wait on that guest,
Mhm.
I want to just play a little clip to kind of get people familiar with this guy. So we're gonna play this little clip of our
Comedian
guest.
Ron G.
That's right. Give me 1 second.
Mhm.
All right.
It's the Montreal Just for Laughs Comedy Festival. Kevin Hart presents LOL at JFL.
Y'all look good, man. It's a good looking crowd. It's good we can come together and laugh. You know what I'm saying? Because racism is getting out of hand. Like, I feel like if you racist, you don't want to go to heaven. For real, you're going to be because ain't going to be no all white heaven. Like, you're going to be off when you find out Jesus is black. Like, come on, now they're taking all the good savior jobs too. What is going on? Jesus is going to be like, so what did you do with the cross that I gave you? I burnt a couple of them because I was trying to teach these darkies a lesson. Jesus is going to be like, go to hell. Black Lives Matter. Be like, no, all lives matter. So this is the thing, because like I'm from the South. Like I grew up around good old-fashioned racism where it was in your face. Like the water hose, the dog, I need to know. Like ain't nothing worse than going to a little small town, everybody hates you. You're the only person don't know it. Like Hollywood racism is completely different. Like the other day I saw a commercial that pissed me off. It was a white woman holding a bottle of Tide laundry detergent. She was like, try Tide. It keeps the whites, and it keeps the cum running. You got my clothes smelling like sea breeze and segregation, rude. And this is the thing, like living in the South, like it's hard. Like being a black man in the South, I got a friend, he black and Muslim. I call him Two Strikes. You better not sneeze wrong. I'm in a place in my life I want to get in a relationship, but I'm scared because I don't know anybody who's in a relationship that's happy. You know what I'm saying? Like where I'm from, we get married early. Like back home, my best friend got married on prom night. Like I don't know if he's trying to save on the tux or whatever. For real, like, ain't nothing worse. You ever see a couple in a relationship and they broke up but haven't told each other yet? That's my boy, man. It's so uncomfortable because when we hang out, all he talk about what he don't like about his girl. But
so that was just a little clip of the special guest that we got, coming on tonight, Mr. Ron G. And so we're just waiting on him, to come on, But speaking of relationships, I guess I'm just gonna kind of, give a shout out, to mine, my lovely wife. Give me a second here, guys.
While you're doing that, I see some people that's tuned in. Mike, what's up, Mike Moses? What's happening, bro?
Who's Mike?
Mike, we played ball together out there.
Okay.
In the area every now and then. I need to get back in the gym and start hooping. It's been a minute since COVID.
So for the people who coming in, y'all, for this cash money prize that you can win, you have to respond to the Ask a Producer page. Not to like a personal page, not my personal page, not JR's personal page. But the response has to be an Ask a Producer page. So just go over to that page, not the Timeless Sounds page, but our actual Ask a Producer page. So just thought I'd throw that out there real quick. And, we got a comedian that's coming on tonight, hopefully. Come on, Ron. Come on, bruh. Hopefully. And so speaking of comedians, bruh, did you see that Dave Chappelle special on Netflix?
I did actually.
What'd you think? Look, I don't want to put you in the spot though, but what you think about that? Anybody that's watching, did y'all see that special? Tell me what y'all thought about that joint. Well, I'll let you go ahead, JR. What you thought about it?
I mean, the stuff that he was saying is true. I don't see I can see some of the offense, but most of it was, I mean, he was just telling the truth about, what's going on out there. But I mean, everybody's offended about something though, but I don't know. I just hate to be in his shoes because, yeah.
I mean, me personally, I
Mhm.
think Dave is very strategic and very mature. And what I mean by that is,
Mhm.
he's at a point in his life, like very few people get to this point where you just don't care. Like, I don't care what you think about me or about my expression of what I believe or whatever. I think he's at that place, and I mean, he doesn't care. so he said what he said, which if you watch some of his other
Yeah.
specials, he kind of says this similar things
Mhm.
all the time. I personally thought it was really genius in the way that he kind of laid everything out, and it almost made me feel like, I personally, man, I wish the church could do that.
But
Like,
oh, go ahead. My bad.
no, go ahead.
But
I was just
I'm
gonna,
really wondering, are they really offended by the show? Like, because I mean, I don't know what. I mean, he's been doing this for years, and I mean, I don't see what.
certain pockets
Because
groups.
yeah, certain things. I mean, of course, he said certain things some people might have thought was a little far out there, but like you said, it was just strategic to kind of see that he's not against people, because it's his
Yeah.
friend that was, well, trans or whatever. But he was trying to get people to see the point, but he did it in a joking way. So, but
And that's his genius. That's his
Mhm.
genius. He has the ability to just kind of he's not malicious when he does it. He
Mhm.
has the ability to just kind of talk. Now he's he's presenting a message in everything he's saying.
Right, yeah.
It's a message in it, right? But the way that he delivers the message is like he's trying to do it. To me, my personal opinion about it is like he's doing it across the board. Like, hey, look, if this particular set of people can get laughed at, joked on, whatever, this particular group of people can get laughed at, joked on, whatever, but when you get to a certain group, it's like, oh, wait a minute, you can't touch that group. Like, he made so many points. Like,
Yeah,
and again, I said, I wish the way that he did it is not malicious, is not stuffing it down your throat, is very more balanced than what I've seen.
Mhm.
But I thought it was very strategic the way he
Yeah.
did that.
And you're exactly right. You made a point because you can say a whole bunch of stuff about black folks in a derogatory way, but then you say something about homosexuality, it's like, oh, all hell breaks loose. So it's like, there's nothing. What I heard wasn't anything that was like out to do some harm, to somebody. So
Well, let's premise it by saying, to me, I didn't hear anything that may have offended me, or I
Right.
couldn't see, because
Right.
right now, bro, the society we live in, man, everybody's like touchy, feely,
Yeah.
sensitive, and I don't know how we got into that point where everything's super duper sensitive and politically correct.
Yeah.
But I look, I thought it was a genius thing. I laughed. I laughed a lot. Did he go too far? Of course.
He always does.
He goes too far on everything. But I think what makes it funny and kind of touchy and even kind of hurtful at the same time is because a lot of the stuff he's saying is kind of true.
That's the point I was trying to make. You were saying
That's why people, if you love it, we laugh because that's true. Like that happened to me, right? You laugh at it, but then you cry at it too because it's true. but nah. So it's already 15 after the hour. JR, I think we need to like put some money up to see if this guy's even coming on.
Well, how much you want to put up?
I don't know, man. Hey, Ron G, bro. If you're listening, man, you supposed to be in this slot right now.
I know you're busy.
Yeah. Hey, this is a very busy guy, and we understand that. You know, we're a very small podcast. You know, but bruh, come on, bro. Where you at, bruh?
You got another Keith Wonder Boy 30 minutes later.
Look, man.
30 minutes later.
Yeah. But shout out to everybody who's in the room. If he doesn't make it on, obviously the little cash prize and everything goes out the window.
Well, yeah.
For lack of terms. But who we got in the room, man? Who want to jump on?
Yeah.
If he not ready.
Let's
Who's
see,
in the
Ryan,
room?
you ready? Let me check. Let me see. Nobody right now on my page. But anyway, let's talk about us. You know,
There
as
you go.
Timeless Sounds.
All right, so listen, guys. You already know who we are. You already know what we do. We're just going to kind of give you guys a little bit of what's coming. You know, I got a project coming out. I'm so excited about this project coming out. It's 84 years old, according to my business partner. You know, I might add another year on. Nah, I'm just kidding. But it's going to come out this year. I'm careful with giving dates because you know it's a few things that I'm still doing with it. You know, it's my process. That's what I do. So this is in JR. Matter of fact, bro, I was just listening. I was on the way back from Target and I was listening to one of these songs, bro. This song, remember this song I got? It's called Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, Julie, it's coming. It's beyond time. Yeah, I've been sitting on it for a long time. It's been cooking. It's almost burnt. But look,
yeah, but it was Gabrielle on that, right? Was that Gabrielle?
Gabrielle. Yeah, hey, shout out to Gabrielle Hill. Gabrielle Hill. Look, she's one of the persons on my project. She is like on four songs, right? So I released a song this year featuring Regina Skeeters. I also released my other song called Wait a Minute, which I had a whole slew of my fellas, my boys, my producer friends, my rapper friends, you know, just my partners on there. But bro, I was listening to Amazing Love, man. I know you probably don't remember this song, bro.
Well, I remember.
Shout out to Kenny Williams. Hey,
yeah,
Kenny,
did do that, right?
bro, you gotta hear that joint now. Oh my god!
Oh, you said you redid it.
I cleaned it up a lot.
Can you play a sample of it?
I don't have it on this computer. You know how it. I will have to. Nah, I can't.
or any sample of. Also no, you can't. I got
yeah.
you. Yeah, makes sense.
Let me see if I can go in the email and try to get some. But look, I was listening to that song. I listened to it like 4 or 5 times back to back. I was like, man, this song sounds so blazing, right? And I was like, yo, this might be a single, man. This might be the one. It was that dope. And I had the wife listening to it. She was in the back seat with Gabby. Yeah. I was like, babe, listen to this joint. Listen to this joint. I said, it's your husband. I know my wife be tired of me, boy. I be bigging myself up so much.
Oh, man.
I be bigging myself up so much. Yo, and all she got to do is shut me down and says, oh, is it out yet?
Good comeback, Robin.
I don't want to hear it. If I'm the only one hearing this, then it does no purpose. There's no good me.
Yeah, I've been doing that to Yana too, man. That's what we do. We just have to listen over and over and over again for kinks. So
look,
iron it out.
That can be our specialty, and that can be our detriment as well. I'm a living witness of that.
Thinking
So
about other people.
yeah, am coming out with a project, guys. I promise you it's coming out before this year's out, because this is the year and the season of release. And so God spoke that to me. I received that. I got a release of my baby girl, my daughter. And this is gonna be releasing my brainchild, one of my brainchilds. So yeah, but with Timeless Sounds, and we do things like that. A few clients we're working on. Shout out to the praise chief himself.
What you talking about?
I'm talking about bam, bam. Just a little bit of what we do, guys, service wise. We record, although I know when COVID came, a lot of things kind of got shut down, and we kind of had to revise how we did our stuff and where we recorded at and things like that. But we record, we make beats also. We can custom make your beat, whatever. We mix, we master as well. And at the musical point, that's where it stops. We don't print CDs and do CDs is a thing kind of past almost. We don't do that. And when I say we make beats, we know a lot of musicians as well. So if you into that, like, for lack of terms, churchy sound, we can get that for you too. So just hit us up, look us up, check us out. We work with plenty people. Shout out BOC. I know they have something in the works. And I know we're going to get our hands on it. We're going to touch it a little bit.
Right.
We also do video media. In that department, we have a few things. I'm just going to throw Kairos TV out there since this is our show. We can do what we want. I'm going to throw Kairos TV out there. We're going to be having a competition coming up soon. Keep your ears and eyes locked. It's been inspired by so many babies that's been being born.
It's outside of Timeless.
It's outside of Timeless, but it's Timeless is involved.
Gotcha.
Timeless is involved because I'm involved.
This is new to me.
So yes. So Kairos TV, we have something new coming up. It's been inspired by all the babies that's been being born. So we're gonna have a little thing coming. Just keep your ears and eyes locked. But JR, anything I'm missing?
Not only that, we he's stuck in traffic. His apologies. He's on the way.
Oh Lord.
I told you another Keith. But,
boy.
But what was I about to say? Yeah, we coming out with an EP, man. 3-song EP.
Yeah. And, when's it going to drop? 84 years?
No, we ain't gonna wait that long.
Now look, let me tell you something about JR and about myself. JR is very fast. When it comes to doing stuff, JR gets it done. Like, he's fast. Me, I'm fast when I want to be, but I kind of purposely take my time. I do that on purpose. That's kind of like one of the differences between JR and myself. I'm not as quick to jump on a lot of things, especially if I got other things going on. But I'm thorough. I'm very thorough when I do get on. But yeah, that's one thing, JR. I can take my hat to JR. He's very quick on the draw.
I just it's like when something is in me, I just gotta get it out. Like,
get
it done, because I don't want to waste the time, mistakes and all. But then when I go back and listen, and I'm like, dang, I should have just slowed down and wait.
And see, that's me. I'm more like, all right, boy, I love this idea, but I'm gonna leave it in idea mode, and then it'll sit and brew for a couple months before I get back to it, and then really fill it up. Like, got it. I knew where I was going at with it now, and the whole thing's coming to gotcha. I'm meticulous, and I'm very I try to be very strategic when I do make a move. When I make a move, I want it to be impactful, like boom, impact. You feel it right away. or you get the aftershocks or whatever. so yeah, man. Shout out to you, JR, for that. So it looks like it's almost 8:30.
Yeah.
You know, we forgot to tell Ron G. I forgot to tell Ron G. You know, I got a newborn kid. You know, so my time is kind of limited. You know,
Yeah.
so
Are you seeing the message?
Huh?
Are you
Oh,
watching? Are you getting the message? You watching it?
I see it.
Oh, okay. Man, I just lost my train of thought. I was about to say something.
Julie's our number one
It'll
supporter. We
come
gotta do
back.
something for her.
Yeah, Julie about to get that $25.
Yeah.
She's our number one faithful viewer.
She get it on just GP. The faithful. Look, we don't even have to give a question and an answer for like, hey, answer this question. Hey, faithful over a few small things. God is going to expand your territory over many. In my preacher's voice. So, hey, Julie. So, Ron G, he's originally from Columbia, and I think Columbia, South Carolina. He went to USC.
Gamecocks.
Yeah. Do you know who he is? We see.
You know, we got a little delay.
Yeah, it's a little lag. And just answer when you can, Julie. Oh, she said we were on a USC at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, dope. Look, I'm a name drop, Julie. I'm gonna say, hey, you know this girl, man, from back in the day. Her name is Julie. Or you know that girl?
And then we're gonna bring her on live.
Yeah, Julie. Then you just jump on.
You ready, Julie? I know last time we asked you said you wasn't ready. So you ready this time?
Hey, and then Ron is in that LA. He's in LA, right?
Yeah, he's in LA. Yeah,
in California. He's
that trying to get to his
California.
Home. Yeah,
he's riding by burning bushes and trying to get home, and that crazy traffic you got. Yo, over there right now is like, oh yeah, he's in the thick of it. So it's like 5:30 over there right now. So that's like he's in the thick of it. But it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, Ron G gonna be like, who? I don't know who she is, man. And then we're gonna be like, well, she knows you. Yeah. Hit that button. Boom. Julie, come on. Oh boy. Oh man.
So yeah, we got to get you on anyway, Julie, to talk about your candles. Because I mean, you got a business going, you know. So you can, promote that and let people know what you got going on, right?
Matter of fact, anybody with a business, post your business, shout your business out, or tell us what your business is. We can shout it out for the 2 people in here. Shout your business out, and we'll or type your business in, and we'll give you a shout out. And hey, JR, this is what we're gonna do. Just go to that
30 commercial break.
Yeah. Go to that break, and we'll come back.
All right. I'm gonna be looking forward to watching that show.
Sorry about that, guys. Did you hear that?
Nah. What was the problem?
I pulled out this one cable, and the other one came out, so it knocked my mic out. It knocked a lot of stuff out. All right. Well, if you didn't see it, cool. Tomorrow. Close. 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 All right.
And yeah, shout out to all the business owners that's doing their thing in this time of season that we in with the pandemic and still prospering. Kudos to you. May God continue to protect you guys and continue to prosper in your craft, your business, and
That's right.
And everyone else that's that's doing something positive in their neighborhood, wherever you are. May God covering and protection be upon you guys, man. Y'all rock. Keep doing the good work.
Bro, you a very encouraging guy, man.
Hey, that's just me.
Yeah.
Hey, it gets hard sometime out here.
I feel you, bro.
What was that text you sent earlier today? It's hard for a pimp.
Hey, guy, we be tripping, man, during the daytime, bro. It's hard out here for a pimp, bro. Baby, it's hard out here for a pimp. Look, that's why I be telling my daughter. She be crying. I'm like, it's hard out here for a pimp. You gotta get the money for the rent. Like, Abby, come on. I got you. I'm gonna feed you. Yo, one thing about babies, man, like, bro, I feel like my mind is so expanded, bro. Like, as far as like just the kingdom, as far as like scriptures, off of just having a baby, just my wife having a baby, bro. I got so much revelation, man. So much revelation. Like, I want to share it, man. But if I start, I got a tendency. Ron G, come on, babe, bro. Hold on to keep him in the green room. Let me finish what I got to say. But I got a lot of revelations. Like, so for instance, or I would say clarity and more understanding. Like, how the Bible talks about, Paul talks about like the milk of the word, you desire the milk, but then, at a certain point, you pretty much weaned off the milk. You need to eat solid foods, right? With my daughter and learning about milk and different types of milk, right? That's produced out of a female's body, right? To produce, food for them. Bro, I learned that it was 2 different types of milk. I didn't know that.
Well,
and here's where that took me scripture wise. I'm like, so which milk are we talking? It's two types of milk, right? So, bro, so the first type of milk is called foremilk that comes out of a female's body, foremilk. And this milk is mixed more with like water. So the milk is a little thinner. It comes out. Yeah, it's water. And I'm talking about the breast milk. But then after like 10 or 15 minutes of foremilk coming, the milk slows down, it gets thicker, and that's called hind milk. And so that's a thicker milk. That milk is the milk that actually assists with calories with a baby, right? Putting on more weight and stuff like that. The first milk, foremilk, they have to drink a lot, but that's just it's watery, so they're gonna, just pee it out, right? But the other milk is the milk that has the thicker the thicker milk, and it puts more calories on the kid, bro. That blew my mind. Just the milk blew my mind, because I'm like thinking, I had so many thoughts. I was like thinking like being born again. I was talking about, okay, being born again. Okay, my baby was born, right? So I'm thinking about the whole process. She came out sucking. She's ready. She wanted, right. So when a person gets into the word, right, when they first come to Christ, bruh, they on the foremilk.
They're hungry.
Bruh, you know how they come out the gate. They come out the gate just hey. Very excited. Yeah. They get that nice foremilk. They full, right? And they peeing everywhere.
Yeah,
Pardon my French. They want everybody to come to Christ and everything's good, and because they haven't, that's what they used to, right? But that's phase 1 of milk. They're gonna be on that for a while, right? Once they get to the milk that puts on a little more calories, right? Now they still can't eat the solid food, meaning they can't handle certain things, or they won't get it. They won't understand that. Yeah. They don't have teeth, or they don't. You see what I'm saying? When they get this thicker milk, they put on more calories. They get more excited. about God. They get more excited about church. They get more excited about this, right? They want to convert everybody to Christianity or to whatever it is, that they're believing, right?
Right.
But guess what? It's still milk.
Which milk?
So I'm
Or milk or the
based off the way a person behaves and acts, right? I can tell which milk you on. And based on the way a person behaves and act, I can tell if past the milk phase and you on solid food. Bro.
So what milk were the Sadducees and the Pharisees on?
Hey,
or were they on milk?
I was about to say they so all right, here's the other thing about milk. You have the milk that comes packaged with a woman, right? The original authentic, right? Milk. And then you have the formula milk. That's it still imitates or it tries to imitate the breast milk. And
That's the powder milk.
Yeah, that's the powder milk, right?
Yeah.
That milk does a little, depending on which kind you get, with your digestive system, right? It's a little different than like the breast milk of what it does to your digestive system. So some people, like my daughter, so she's on both, like she does both. And I can tell when she drinks the breast milk, she gets very gassy. And her system is trying to like process that thing. And that milk is like she's definitely gonna poop at some time. And certain gas gets trapped right in her body. So she queases and she does all of this stuff, trying to get it out. I'm gonna pause, JR, because I feel myself
Nah, you good, man.
I feel myself lifting up because like now I feel like I'm going into I'm getting into my mode. But bro, it's my point of saying this was I got so much to me personally, I don't know about nobody else. I got so much revelation with just my daughter and just this whole process, bro. Just looking at things like more clearer. It's things that are like, until this point, now I can really speak on certain things because now I got it. Now it's in my face. Now I can really show you and make you understand certain things with scripture. And I'm just talking about scripture.
Right.
Here, even though I'm talking about book and all of that.
And having kids, it does open your eyes. As a believer, to me, it does open your eyes to think of what does God view, how God views his kids.
Right.
And I look at my kids, they young and just learning about life and stuff. Well, not really that, but just going about their way, and oftentimes, they make their mistakes and stuff, this, that, and the third. Joshua be running all over the place, not thinking. And sometimes, like us, babes in Christ, we're doing a whole bunch of stuff, not thinking, but we're trying to grasp and understand. And God sees that, okay, they're still my children, they're learning. But, I just kind of like compare the two. And I just love seeing them grow. And I think he does the same for us. Just love seeing us grow and want to grow him.
He does do this.
Yeah,
it's not even a thing.
Yeah.
he does. Because we do a lot of foolish things, boy. And he keeps giving us kid-minded. But Bible says, come as a kid. Come unto me as a child.
Ron just text. He said, give him 10 minutes. He'll be on.
Okay, so we're gonna have a 10-minute show today. So I gotta check out at 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock. So it's all good, Ron. What they say, maybe next time, man.
Oh man.
Oh my God. You know what? I wonder if my sister is back on the West Coast.
Which one? Because you got 3.
Yeah, Adina, she's the only one on the West Coast.
Okay.
Julie said, where is this going? I don't know, Julie. Like sometimes what's in you starts to come out of you.
It starts to come out.
What's in starts to come out. So shout out to everybody that's watching. Forgive us. We had no idea. Sometimes, when we set things up, and it happens, we gotta treat them as a child. We forgive you, Ron.
I see y'all watching on my. Sorry, Gabe. Didn't mean to cut you off. I see y'all watching on my page. Can y'all come on the producer page and say and respond? I see you, Sonya. What's up, Sonya? Hey, Rana. I see my wife. What's up, Yana? I see my dad is watching. Yeah, can y'all go on the Ask a Producer page and just
shout out Pastor Johnson? Hey, Bishop.
That's awesome. Apostle.
Hey, when is your y'all's building gonna be finished? Or maybe I'm behind.
Oh,
maybe
I'm glad you brought that up. Because our studio is gonna go in there. We're gonna be doing some work there.
That's what the new location of the studio is gonna be. But where y'all at with that process?
So right now the building is up. We got the windows in, they got the frame, everything is pretty much closed, and now they're working on the upstairs. I guess they're about to put that layer in for the upstairs. And that's all I know, because I haven't really been in there, or I haven't really been keeping up with it. My dad every now and then would, he would update me, because what was it, yesterday? We went by Faith Assembly to get the measurements of their studios, because that's what we are.
I can't remember that.
But
dude,
we went by Faith Assembly to get measurements of their studios, just to see if we can maybe emulate their version. So, and then of course he's working on trying to get the video room straight, so when he shoot videos and stuff like that. So a lot going on in Lincolnville, little old Lincolnville.
He gonna green screen the room?
Green screen the room and everything.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So y'all gonna have a official spot to just record little everything, church openers, church close.
Yeah.
Whatever
comes to mind, I guess.
That's gonna be your playhouse, man.
If the chains on my foot, on my ankles, and on my hands, if you know what I mean.
I doubt that. Anywhere you go, Joshua's sure to follow close behind.
Oh boy.
Man, what else is going on, man?
What else? Oh, I told you about my dirt bike, right? Well, it ain't really a dirt bike, it's a mini bike. It's like a dirt bike.
Where you got this all of a sudden, this
bruh,
just riding bikes?
What happened was my dad had this mini bike. He was riding around in the area where he lived, and I saw it, and I was like, I want one of them joints. So he convinced, who was it? My stepbrother and my youngest brother. They ended up getting the dirt bikes, and so and then Greg ended up getting a dirt bike, and I'm like, you know what? I'm about to get mine too. I'm getting me a bike. So Greg, Garrett, and Cameron ended up getting the dirt bikes, and my dad, myself, and my brother-in-law, we ended up getting the mini bikes. And so we take it on the trails, and them jokers they can go by 55 to 80 miles an hour, depending on how they, the engineer hooks it up. So, but yeah.
You know what I noticed?
Huh?
I just noticed your background, man. Nice.
Yeah, you see that, right?
I see that. Nice, man.
Yeah, man. So
you on
it? Yeah.
On it.
So yeah,
well,
that's what's going on.
5 minutes before Mr. G.
We'll do another commercial break.
Yeah, let's do one.
Same thing.
Nah, put on Julie's joint.
Yeah. Shout out to
Julie. Shout out to you, Julie. elegant, stylish. Smells so good. Fill the room with love, peace, joy. But that smell. A smell so good you can taste it. Now, the all-new Sense by J.O. That's right. That's right. We did that joint. Yeah.
Yep, we like
And look,
working behind the scenes.
we do stuff like that. You know, that was a little advertisement for my sister. You know, we do stuff like that. You know, we can do 30-second joints, 15 seconds, whatever you need, a minute, you know, whatever type of advertisement, commercial, whatever you need, we can do it for you. What up, Tracy?
What's up, Tracy?
I saw your
Hey,
interview, man.
Rana. Yeah, the interview was nice.
Yeah, the interview was dope, man. Meant to tell you that, man. The interview was dope.
Yes,
but
and
yeah,
Tracy
back
was the other guy to bring on the show. Forgot.
Tracy, yeah, we can bring you on.
Yeah.
You and Sarissa, if
Oh yeah.
I know the time is, you know, kind of crazy. You guys are very busy, but you know, we can bring you guys on. Y'all could talk to little old us. But we do things like that. If y'all like stuff like that, you know, what we're gonna do or what we're starting to do, you know, this show is like usually an hour. At the 30-minute mark is where we're gonna just put ads and commercials. And so if you have something that you already did that you want to place here, get in contact with us and we can just put it up. We can put it up at our 30-minute break. If you need one done, we could do it for you.
Yep.
You know, we'll talk about, you know, price or
Right.
whatever like that. But we can get it done. You know, we're very professional when we work.
You see the background, right? We did all that too. So, hey,
That's right.
let us
We,
do it for you. Let us know. What's up, Edwin? Chef.
Oh snap! The chef is in the house. Chef's in the house. Chef's in the house. Oh, Tracy said they'll make time. Bet. We'll talk offline. Make that happen. Make that happen. So, and Tracy, look, I know you guys are out there in the country. You know I'm going, brother. And so that internet gotta be, you know what I'm saying, spicy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at Tracy said price. I thought that was God's work. Yes, it
The
is
man
God's
don't work, he don't eat. So we need
He's
money to
working
eat.
through us. He's working through us, and he said, "Your gift will make room for you."
B Wash, what's up, man?
What up, B Washington? Your gift will make room for you anywhere in the world. So yeah, we love what we do, guys. Obviously, this show kind of came up out of us getting video equipment, and hey, we want to play, we want to experiment, we want to do something, you know. So it's always good. Oh, thanks, Rana. Thank you very much. Yes, the bundle of joy. She is a bundle. She is joyful. But when you love what you do, I'm telling you, man, it hits different, right?
Sure does.
Because you don't do it for money, even though you know money's gonna come, right? But you don't do it for that, bro. Like it's different. That passion drives you. It makes you wake up every Monday morning. I love you. You know, Barry, you know, my salvation. I once was lost, now I'm found. Hey, you stupid, bro. You stupid. I don't know what it means to be saved, Cause let me see how should I put it. Saved from what?
Are you safe from hell?
Hey, he gonna come in and deuce out like, all right, that's it. I just wanted to drop that off.
Drop the bombs and run, huh?
Drop that off real quick. So, hey, so it's 8:52. JR, bro, I'm really not trying to be like a countdown clock. You know what I'm saying? But
He's setting up.
what happened?
He said he's setting up.
Oh Lord, look.
We give him
Look,
10 minutes, man.
Look, we're gonna
Make
give
it-
him one. Lord
understand.
Jesus, see, this is JR is very nice, guys. Hey, JR is very, very.
But I don't want to lie to the people. Let them know that hey, we did have a comedian Ron that's supposed to come on. So, you know.
I feel you,
and,
bro.
So at least let him show his face. Put the one finger up and then head on out.
I feel you, bro. All I know is I
You
told
got-
my
you got-
wife, I said, baby, 9 o'clock. I'm gonna, we'll be done. And after it's off, I'm not gonna hang out with the fellas afterwards and talk. I'm gonna get right off. And I'm gonna come get little Gabby. And I know you're working hard, baby. I'm gonna take her, I feed her, I put her down. But Mr. Ron G. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh,
Ron,
boy.
I'm gonna have to get your number, bro. Cause I'm messing with you.
Tell Rob to give you an extra few minutes.
I'm messing. You know Robin's a sweetheart. You know Robin won't do that.
We got to get the wives on the show too. I hope Yana's still watching. We got to get them on the show. We got to do a couples night on Ask a Producer. How that
Yana,
sound?
we get you on the show. We'll give you 5 minutes. Talk about your real estate. I know you're not coming on unless you can talk about the real estate. And we got
oh
oh snap.
look, everybody, look.
Look, we kind of like 7 minutes, bro.
Bro, y'all having way too much fun without me, man. My bad.
It's all good, man.
It's all
Hey,
gravy,
we
baby.
understand. We know you're busy, man, and
Yeah.
California traffic.
Oh, this traffic is stupid. This traffic is ridiculous. If I told you about it, you wouldn't believe me. You'd be like, it ain't that bad. Like, yeah, it's that bad.
So now you got to
No,
get a
we
helicopter.
Yeah.
Super dope, man. What we talking about? What I missed? Catch me up.
Well, we was trying to figure out.
Yeah, hey, look, no. We got on graciously. We set the whole thing up, Ron. Bruh, we had a whole segment came on, bro. One of your clips. We sitting there like, hey, guys, we got a treat for you tonight. We got Mr. Ron G. As soon as he get here, we're gonna bring him on. We're gonna and you didn't show up.
My bad, bro.
You good,
That's
bro?
all my fault. I take it on the chin, man. My bad. I feel
Nah,
terrible.
you're good.
You can keep piling it on, though. I don't mind.
Hey, but listen, man, we'll get straight to it, man. We're glad you joined us for Ask a Producer. We're very elated, that you came on. So people in the chat, just say what's up to Ron. If you got any
Yeah, say
questions,
what's up.
yeah, do it now. So Ron, we're gonna get straight to it, man. Tell the people, who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
That's a crazy question. That's a lot of.
I know because you do a lot, bro. Go ahead.
Since you've been born, let's tell us about where were you born? Hilarious. I'll try to give you the cliff notes, man. I was born in Columbia, South Carolina. Went to the University of South Carolina, finished school, moved to Atlanta, kind of figured my life out, realized that this dream was comedy. Once I kind of figured that out, moved to LA, didn't know nobody. And I felt like I did a show called Bill Bellamy's Who's Got Jokes. That was like my first major TV credit. After that, I did Last Comic Standing. And then, man, I did some cool stuff. Won an Emmy, HBO's Insecure.
Wow.
Man, this Punked on BET. Got a TV show coming out in the fall. Like,
Wow.
there's some cool stuff happening. And I was a dad on a show on Nickelodeon. We did 20 episodes, Cousins for Life. I did some cool stuff.
Nice.
Hey, this guy's famous, rich, and we're so glad and elated that you came to our show.
I ain't famous yet. I'm popular. I'm very I'm popular. Pre-famous is what it's called. What's up, Jules?
And that's right. And so Jules said so that's my sister, by the way. She went to USC and she said,
Right.
hey, I know him. We went to school together. Well, not know you, but I guess she knows of you.
Love you.
And so rewind us back, right? You said you went to the school, South Carolina, you grew up in Columbia. What made you get do comedy? You said that you figured it out. What made you figure that out?
I figured it out when I went to Atlanta. But basically, I grew up in a household where we didn't have shame about nothing. You know, like most time, you know, certain stuff you ain't supposed to talk about in the household. Like everything in my household was, you could talk about it. Like I had the same size head since I've been 2. And my family would roast me. You know what I'm saying? I come home, my mom be like, oh, big head boy. When I go to school, people try to clown, and I'm like, you can't kill me. I'm already dead. You know what I'm saying? So nothing was off limits. Even my senior year in college, man, I had a kid and I found out it wasn't mine. And my dad was like, hey, I heard they had a recall at the factory. So
your
that's
family was kind of like, yeah, kind of
just jokes no matter what, man. So, but when I moved to Atlanta, I went to school to be an accountant, and I kept getting fired from every job I ever had, and something didn't make sense. I was like, yo, this don't add up. And my cousin was a comic in Atlanta. Shout out to Trey Black. I remember watching him go on stage, and he was just getting started. It was killing it. And he was like, bro, you hilarious. You should try getting on stage. And I remember going on stage. It was Apollo night. It was back when Uptown Comedy Club was on Peachtree. And I went up. It was a bunch of room full of dope dealers and strippers. And I had one joke, and it was trash. And halfway through my second sentence, I remember them saying, boo. And the boo was okay. I can handle boo. But having a room full of people tell you to kill yourself is a whole nother thing I don't think I was ever prepared for. And they told me to kill myself. And then they turned the music on. They started playing that song. I did my best, but my best wasn't good enough. Bro, and I'm telling you, like, I'm getting booed. They told me to kill myself. The room started getting smaller. They started playing the song. And also, they hit me with a boo grenade. I didn't even know what that was, but all I heard was, the whole back row of the comedy club was booing me. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. Host came up and he was like, bro, that was terrible. He was like, y'all show some love for Ron G. And they was like, boo. And they was like, what, y'all gonna boo his name? Ron, boo. G, boo. Ron G, boo. And I'm like, yo, this is terrible. And I went and sat back down next to my cousin who was right next to the DJ booth. And I looked at him. He was like, I don't know what to tell you, cuz. Anyway, he started laughing too. But that was the day that changed my life, because I think if you grow up playing sports or any type of sports or organized sports, it's like if you play basketball, you get dunked on for the first time, or if you play football and you get ran over in them hitting drills, you realize you make a decision where you gonna join the band or you gonna man up and be like, this ain't gonna never happen again. You know what I'm saying? And I remember that's when the switch came on. I said, I'm gonna figure this thing out, because watching older comics, I'm like, they ain't funnier than me. They just have more confidence and they have stage presence, which I think is part of the craft, and you have to learn that. Yeah. And so I just kept my head down and I fell in love with this thing called comedy, bro. And every day I would get on stage and try to work my craft and figure out, like, how do I become funny? How do I find my voice in this thing, man? And like within 8 months, I got my first standing ovation, and bro, like it took off. And then I moved to LA, and like just within 6 months, everything changed. And I have not worked a 9 to 5 since May of 06.
Man.
Yeah, man. Been hustling, bro.
Great.
Listen, man, I just want to kind of, like, you said a whole lot. And I want the people to know, you know, we talked earlier before you came on about like person having passion for something, and that wakes you up, that passion drives you. If you listen to what he just said, he got booed, and that booing didn't derail him from even, you know, continuing what he wanted to do. You know, he just got back up, studied the craft even more, get some more development, and came back. You know, who was one of your favorite comics growing up?
Man, I had so many of them, but it's like when you meet them, you realize the people that you love ain't the person that you So yeah, but people, the people that made me like feel like comedy was like a thing I could do. I remember watching Sinbad as a kid. I remember watching Damon Wayans Sr. as a kid, Jamie Foxx, and I remember watching all of these comics, man. And I was like, yo, they make this thing look fun. And I'm like, I talk like that when I'm with my boys, man, and just it made it real. But it's crazy because when you grow up in a city where people don't really dream, the thing that you love is a hustle. But moving to LA, I realized it's a career, and I didn't know that you could make money doing this thing called comedy. Because where I'm from, people are like, man, you should be on Comedy View, you should be on Def Jam, which sounded really far away. But then when you actually are in it, you're like, yo, like I get a check every day from something. When I'm doing voiceovers, commercials, I do warm up for TV shows, getting a check from a TV show or a residual check, and it's like there's so many different things that come out of me doing this one thing that open up a door for me to have a whole career doing it, man. But you don't know those things until you say yes. And literally, we're having this conversation because I said yes to my dream, and I said yes to figuring it out and saying yes to the thing that God told me to do, even after I got booed. You know.
I want everybody to follow this guy, Ron G, on all the social medias. Y'all follow him. Go ahead, JR.
So now you also do comedy and you also act. So
yeah,
what's the difference in between? Like, is
in
it
comedy
harder?
acting?
Is it harder to act than doing your comedy stand up? Like, because I know you stand in front of people, you just yourself.
Yeah,
with acting, you have to like think.
Well, both is a craft. It's kind of like me asking you, what is it like doing a podcast versus doing a radio show? Like each one is a different kind of comedy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a different skill level that comes along with it. And comedy's always my first love. Like that, I think dancing was my initial first love, but then dancing got me comfortable in front of people. And I think once I started doing comedy, I fell in love with comedy, but you don't become a great comedian and not do acting as well. So I realized acting was a part of it, but I wound up, I booked so much cool stuff. But I love acting just as much as I love stand-up. And there was a time, a long time ago, where if you did a late night TV show as a stand-up comedian, your career took off. But now we live in a time with social media. Like you can't just be a comedian. You can't just tell jokes because you got to be good on social media. You got to be a marketing manager. You got to learn how to cut these videos. You got to learn how to edit these videos. You got to learn how to do voiceovers. You have to learn how to I've done cartoons. Like I've done so much cool stuff, man. But again, like I said, being dope at one thing opens up a door for other things. And so I've been focusing seriously on my acting for like the last probably 10 years. And the last 3 years I've been popping. I got a TV show coming out in the fall with MC Light that I'm very excited about called Partners in Rhyme. And I got 2 movies coming out as well, man. So it's a long road and it's a marathon.
Now, I want to jump back when you said you moved to LA, right? And that took a lot of courage and a lot of faith because it's a risk factor involved in that.
Man,
I read
made no sense.
You do clean comedy. How is that? And how do you, because comedy today, like you got to drop some words in there, to kind of like add to your craft of people laughing. How do you maintain your comedic stand in a world filled with vulgarness, I guess, for like
hilarious? Well, I feel like all of it's necessary to the craft, man. Like you don't know what good is or what bad is until you hear what you have. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, when I mentioned I got booed, the place I went to, Uptown Comedy Club, I got saved right around the time I got funny. And I remember having a conversation with God because I went back to the place that booed me, like right around the time I started, I got serious with God. And I remember getting on stage and I went back and I didn't curse and I won. I did like 5 minutes, which is really good in that environment. And I was like, I got it, I won. And then I felt like I went home and God checked me.
God is funny.
God checked me and he was like, now, you hard on church people. If you perform clean on stage but curse off stage, what make you any different from the people that you judge? And it like hit me in the chest.
Wow.
And I was like, and that was the beginning of me like realizing, all right, I got to do something different. And God told me, he said, you're going to change the world, but you got to do it my way. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, I felt like he said those words. And the crazy part is when I wound up booking this show for Nickelodeon, man, they have something called a producer's callback. Producers is where all the showrunners, the producers are in the room. And I was doing my audition and they said, all right, go. And I did my audition and I was like, and it was like, cut. That was amazing. Great, man. So I heard you're a comedian. I'm like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, we've been doing a little research on you. We would love to see you live, man. And it's super cool that we found out that you're a clean comedian, which is, it makes you perfect for the show because Nickelodeon don't play around their brand. And that was the moment where I realized that decision that I made then after I got booed made sense in that moment years later where God was like, I prepared you for this role, but if you didn't listen to me, you would have missed your blessing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was kind of cool to watch like everything become 360 because when you do stuff at first, especially if God puts them in your heart, it don't make sense to the people close to you. Everybody ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's a marathon. It's I don't know. It's just, if God told me everything I had to go through to become who I am, I probably would have ran. You know what I'm saying? But on this side of it, I'm like, oh, okay, he was preparing me for this. Like even when I lived in Atlanta, I was broke the whole time. I kept getting fired. I got fired from every job I ever had in Atlanta. And I was like, God, this don't make sense. Like the math don't make sense. But he was preparing me for LA to where I wasn't addicted to the check. You know, most people live for that check on Friday. If you don't get that check on Friday, you have faith enough to know that he gonna provide for you and take care of you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like because I was in the storm the whole time I was in Atlanta, I moved to LA and I lost my job second month here because I got fired again. I feel like I was prepared, man. And like I said, I ain't worked a 9 to 5 since 06. I've had a house, I've owned a home since 2010, and I've never missed a mortgage payment. And even during quarantine, like this is what I do. So it's about faith and like really trusting what God put in you, man.
Man, so speaking of Atlanta, there's another comedian out there. His name is Country Wayne. Have you done work with him?
I have not. I've seen him a couple times. I saw him at the Improv probably a year ago. But yeah, man, I'm proud of that guy, man. Being from the South and creating his own platform, like that dude, he's on to something special.
And he too is also a clean comedian as well. So that's
I don't think I knew he was clean, but yeah, man, he's special, man. Like doing what he do, and he's clear about his lane, which makes him special. Sometimes you don't have to do all the things, but if you're good at this one thing, you can change your life, man. Watching him create a whole platform and travel by himself and have his own tour, man, that dude, he got it. His style is very disruptive because he don't need Hollywood to make a living.
That's true.
Yeah. So I read a quote that you said that I want to represent the new generation of comedians that get overlooked. I'd like to show the world that the new is just as funny, clever, and talented. How would you define the new generation? Even though I know you said just as funny, talented, and clever, but in your eyes, you know, what's the difference between this new generation and the older generation?
So I feel like I'm the son or the product of Comic View and Def Jam. Like a lot of us grew up on watching Def Jam and Comic View, and there's a certain voice and cadence that came along with that generation of comedy. It was like Eddie Murphy, and then I feel like maybe Martin, and then it was Def Jam and then Comic View. I'm the product of those two generations. And my generation, we're a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more in tune, and our voice is more current to the culture. Because you can't, like, I've heard some older comedians from that generation and they sound dated. They be saying stuff like, it's crazy out here, boy. It's crazy. These millennium women, these new millennium women, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a certain cadence that sounded kind of dated, but my generation, we sound like we in your house. Like we the comics that have been at the family reunion, like we talking about what's happening in the world right now. And it's super cool. And a lot of us have really different voices, man. It's a whole generation of us, man, that's like dope, very quick-witted. Our style is very conversational, but still potent and funny. And yeah, man, it's like a lot of us are Chappelle's kids too, man, like just reckless and talking about current events. And I feel like that wasn't always done. There's a few comics that talk about current events, but like now, this generation, we talk about everything. We talk about politics, current events, social issues, and, you know, the funny relationship stuff. And it hadn't always been like that. Most people just kind of stayed in their lane.
Before you got on, we actually had a little conversation, and we wanted to ask you a question about Chappelle. I'm sure you saw his special.
I did.
On Netflix. What did you think about the special?
I thought the special was groundbreaking. When it was over, I couldn't even speak. I was just like he said that? Like you really? Because we've been in town, there's certain stuff you can't talk about. There's a protected class of people that you can't speak about in any kind of way. And me personally, I don't speak about it. Because I don't like speaking about stuff that I don't have an expertise on or I'm knowledgeable enough to like carry full conversation. But for him, I think it's dope for him to like have he told it in story form. It's almost like a parable. Everything he talked about was like his personal experience versus like, this is what you do. This is what I don't like. He basically was like, this is my experience from being in this space. Kind of like, and that's one thing I liked about, I mean, I grew up too when I remember like people just talk about George Bush and everybody be like, George Bush is stupid or George Bush. But I'm like, that's not comedy. That's just a point of view about a person. And when Trump came, I started doing political stuff. Because when I did the CNN show and I won an Emmy, I talked about how he affected me versus like who he is, if that makes sense. And I feel like as a comic, it's our job to be a bookmark for the culture, where when you hear a comedian set, you can kind of tell what was going on in the world at the time. And I think for me, watching Chappelle set, I just felt like it was edgy. It was like a class. It was like class in this art, in this craft of what we call comedy, man. It was exciting to watch.
Yeah, I was definitely like glued, you know, to the TV. Like, wow, this guy knows how to. And I kind of said this earlier. It's almost like I wish that's how the church would approach conversations. The way that he gracefully peeled back every layer, and he's like you said, spoke from a more personal experience type of view. I loved it. It was awesome to me. So,
but we're in a time too where the church don't want to mess up his money, so it's a certain voice they use, a certain cadence to like make sure you don't mess up the offering plate, so you don't talk about it. You just leave that alone. You talk about prosperity.
Your hand out my pocket.
Right. You talk about prosperity, the people will always look straight. They won't look right or left. You know what I'm saying? So, but him, he's has a prophetic gift that I feel like that's what we're put here for, to be disruptive and not just be disruptive and make people think about things that we don't normally think about. And it starts a conversation that most people are scared to have.
Yeah, that is true. I noticed that you I'm going to transition into your podcast. I believe that's with you and your wife.
I have a podcast and I have a live I do with my wife. I have a podcast called the Two Piece Podcast. It's basically me and my business partner. We do. I just believe in personal growth for men. I realized a lot of my homies, we was all hurting and going through our own pain, because all men we talk about Sports Center, we talk about the bullet points. We don't talk about the in between. All of us, you know, we either chasing this dream, we chasing our careers, trying to hold on to our family, you know, chase whatever your thing is, but we don't talk about what's required to sustain it. And I feel like men in general, we're great at chasing but terrible at sustaining. So I came up with a podcast to talk about the ugly and in between of becoming the man we want to be. Because nobody talks about it. If you look online, there's no safe space for a straight man to talk about anything online without getting canceled by anything. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to create a safe space for men. We can really talk about stuff, because a lot of us have trauma. Like, if you call a man toxic just because, like, we don't all start at the same place. A lot of us got our own trauma that we are not allowed to talk about, because we're supposed to be perfect and we're supposed to be leaders and we're supposed to be dads and fathers and husbands, and we don't always have the tools. So again, I wanted to come up with a podcast to give men a starting point for this is what it's like to be a dope man. This is what it's like to be a father, a husband. And I'm very transparent. I talk about a lot of my junk that came along my first year of marriage. I've been married for 2 years, but I talk about a lot of the ugly that nobody speaks about when you get married. Like, especially if you grow up in church too. Everybody's like, you should get married, but don't nobody tell you about how to sustain marriage once you get it, or if somebody, like, how to do conflict resolution. Or what was that? Is that your phone?
That must be Gabe, because it ain't mine.
That's Gabe's phone. You don't turn that Android off.
Computer, you know how the computer just captures. Is my computer? Sorry about that, guys. Go ahead,
good, bro. Nah, I was just saying, like, man, I got lost my train of thought.
No, at church, and you're saying that oftentimes, you know,
married,
haven't been married long enough.
Yeah, we go through so much stuff, but nobody talks. Like, we as Black people, we got so much generational trauma, and we all get married and blame it on each other, but we don't talk about how do we get through that thing and figure out how to do partnership with the opposite sex, man, which is very unfortunate. So once you're married, it's too late, and you fighting for your life because you're trying to figure yourself out and figure your person out, and it's a lot. And that water up to your neck, and it's hard to think when the water up to your neck, and all you know is you got to provide and protect and be emotionally intelligent, which nobody teach you that, because you're taught to be tough and strong, and you know, and then your woman needs you to have your heart, and then your kids gonna need you to be sensitive, and you gotta learn how to be a lion and a lamb, and nobody teach you how to do none of that.
None of that. But they tell you to get married quickly.
They tell you to get married quick.
And the reason they tell you to get married is only just so you won't hey man, yeah, exactly. Hey, you doing something, man, you go in this direction in your life, you know, you're a nice young man, you're making money, whatever, you need to go ahead and get married.
Yeah.
I really wish if you had came on a little earlier, man, we could really dive into that, because relationships is something that I wanted to bring up with you, because I think
I got time. You got time. If you don't have time, then I apologize, and I would love to come back and make it rain.
Well, we can definitely make that happen.
Let's make that happen.
We talk about that relationship joint.
But I want you to drop your movies that's coming out again for the audience. And guys, if you can share this, and if you have any questions for Ron, you know, ask it now. But go ahead and share this video. Go ahead, Ron. Just drop the movie. I know you said it kind of quick coming out.
Okay, cool. I'm trying to find it on my IMDb, make sure, because they changed the name of the movie. All right, cool. So I got a movie coming out called Just Swipe. Also another movie called gosh, I forgot the other one. It's with Machine Gun Kelly, MGK. And then also I have a TV show coming out in the fall called Partners in Rhyme with MC Light. I think it airs next month.
And we got a clip of that with some of the characters on there.
Oh, you got it? Oh, super dope, bro. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I can share it if you want me. I mean, post it if you want me to.
Yeah, it's cool. That's cool.
Let's see. All right, give me just a second.
Hey, that was awesome, bro.
Well,
Great job, JR.
Thank you, man.
That's dope, fam.
Tracy had a question here. Can a person be great at both? It seems like a single focus produces better results.
Great at both in regards to what?
Yeah, Tracy expounded a little bit more. I guess acting
and comedy.
It's
So I
all
guess-
art. It's all art. So I don't think you could be good at one and not be good at the other. But I feel like when you're working with art, man, like all of it's the same. You know what I'm saying? For me, I don't, because I have homies who be like, man, I'm gonna put the comedy down and focus on my acting. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but if you're not in front of people, how would you get more auditions? The comedy puts me in front of people and gives me more opportunity because like the thing I tell about people in LA is literally all relationships. So even if you're dope at what you do, you're the best at what you do, and you don't know the right people, it doesn't matter. Which is why it takes so long for people to take off. If you're great at what you do and you don't know anybody, it doesn't matter. So you have to build relationships and work on your craft.
That's the key. Relationships.
I feel like being a comic, you up in front of people anyway, so that helps you even with confidence to do auditions and things like that. That's you talking to people all the time anyway.
Yeah, but it's definitely not the same. It's this very specific craft that, like, people that are great at acting make it look easy. Like Denzel, he makes acting look like, oh, all you got to do is this. Like, no, it ain't that. Like, you have to be aware of who you are and what your body does, even when you ain't paying attention. Like, as y'all looking at me now, sometimes you're talking, you're like, like, if that wasn't on the paper, would you naturally do that when you listen to somebody? You know what I'm saying? Like, while I'm talking to y'all right now, both of y'all are like looking at your notes and you're looking at me and you're looking at each other and making sure all the levels are right. Like,
yeah,
if that was not on paper, would you still react the same way if you were playing two guys doing a podcast in a movie? You know what I'm saying? You're probably waiting for your next line. You'd be listening, waiting on the person to finish their line so you can talk. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be mindful of all that stuff. And that's part of the craft. And the more in tune you are with your body and your person and who you are, like the better actor you are, especially if you go to therapy too. Going to therapy helps all that.
Wow. I see Tracy said, and good point, Ron. Tracy said, example, Jamie Foxx backed out of the comedy and focused on acting and included. I think whatever door opens up, but Ron, you can expound on that.
Yeah, well, he got all those opportunities because he did comedy. You know what I'm saying? So there's a season for everything. If you're acting, you're doing movies, you got to put comedy down, because if you're on set 15 hours a day, you don't have time to do stand-up. And then he shifted to R&B, and it's kind of hard to do R&B when you're in the comedy space because people won't take you serious. So you got to pull away from the comedy and focus on the R&B, focus on your sexy when you're trying to do the R&B. I mean, when you're trying to do the R&B thing. So I think now he's probably going back to stand-up, which is his first love, but you got to shift gears when it's time.
Yeah. Wow. You got to, you're right. You got to know.
But if you don't do stand-up, you don't get those opportunities anyway.
Right. Ron, go ahead and drop your social media handles. And y'all follow this man.
Hey, please follow me, Comedian Ron G, on everything. It's Instagram, Comedian RONG on everything. Follow me on YouTube, same thing. Yeah, just follow me on Instagram, and all my links are in my in my bio on my Instagram and TikTok as well. I think it's Ron G Comedian. But yeah, comedian Ron G. Yeah, TikTok, Ron G Comedian, but everything else is comedian Ron G. If you go to my Instagram and follow me, everything will be on there. And again, I apologize for being late, man. This is such a dope show, man. And I appreciate y'all. And I hate I missed the grand intro that y'all gave me the first time.
we had the
I'm
bombs
trash,
and everything.
I'm trash for all that.
Nah, it's all
Then I get a
good.
little fizzle. I get the little soda top. Ain't no bomb.
Hey, we had a lot of fun with the short time that we had with Ron. But we're very appreciative of you, man, for definitely following through, coming through. I know we expanded the show a little bit from what we normally do. But look, you know, this is as a producer. This is what we do. You know, Ron is a producer in his craft, or crafts, things that he does. You know, so you know, we really appreciate that. I'm Gabriel. You know, and y'all can follow us too. You know, as a producer, Timeless Sounds, everything else that we got going on. We're gonna get Ron back.
Yes, most definitely.
We'll do
He
it
said
right
a lot
every time. I will be early.
that we couldn't really jump and expound on, you know, but definitely dope, you know, with all of the Jews and gems that you dropped anyway, man. JR, anything?
Man, just thank you so much, man. I was surprised that you even responded and said that you was gonna come on the show.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
was like, wow, let's do it.
Absolutely,
And,
bro.
I'm
I'm
so
with it.
grateful, man.
Man, and you from SC, so
Yeah,
that's
we from the same hood, but we in the
48 Bluff Road, baby.
Ah.
So y'all, this has been As a Producer. You know, y'all know what to do. Share this, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace. Yeah.